This day is nuts. Holy moly. The Miami Dolphins win against the Cleveland Browns 39-17. And I was in the middle of watching the Minnesota Vikings Buffalo Bills game. But the game's going on in overtime now while I'm doing this. It's 30-30. Kirk Cousins doesn't get the quarterback sneak in. And the next play, Josh Allen fumbles in the end zone to make it 30-27. And then Josh Allen gets free plays because the Vikings defense is allowing cupcake coverage to Bills receivers. And the game's in overtime now, 30-30. But we're here for the post-game wrap-up show. The Miami Dolphins defeat the Cleveland Browns 39-17. This was the best Dolphins game on the season so far. By the way, I am your host, of course, Joseph Conlon. The Miami Dolphins had their best game of the year today. Thomas Morstead did not see the field once. When your punter does not see the field at all, you know your offense is putting up great numbers, and that's exactly what they did today. Should have had 40 if it wasn't for Jason Sanders missing 2 extra points, but we put up 39 points. We blew the Browns out. I'm going to let it slide today, but for the future, we might need that extra point. But today was a great day. Defense was much better today, besides that opening drive. And the key thing that was great for the defense is they held the Browns' running game. They held the Browns' running game to, let me see the exact stats. They held the Browns' running game to 112 yards, but one of the runs, Nick Chubb got a 33-yard touchdown. So without the 33-yard touchdown, which, I mean, I'm going to count it, of course, but without the 33-yard touchdown, the Dolphins held Chubb to 10 carries for 30 yards. And that right there, that's going to win you games. Kareem Hunt did nothing. It was a great day. A much, much better game for the Dolphins defense today. They play better at home than they do on the road, which sucks for the 3 games at San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Buffalo. But it's great now because they're at home this week, then they have a bye, and then they're home for the Texans. So we're going to talk about this game. I appreciate y'all so much for joining me on the channel. Be sure to subscribe for some more Dolphins content. There's actually not going to be a lot of Dolphins content coming week with bye week. The one video that I will be doing is the state of the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to make it a yearly thing whenever the Miami Dolphins are on a bye. The one video I do per week is the state of how the team is right now and what the direction is for the future. So that'll be next week's video. But if you haven't already, be sure to go check out all my other videos that are up on the channel right now. And right now, the Vikings are on the Buffalo Bills 43-yard line. 1st and 10 at the Bills 43-yard line. Hopefully they can punch this in, win this game, and the Dolphins take first place in the AFC East. So, without further ado, let's get into this game between the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. So, the Browns got the ball first. Mike McDaniel won the toss again, luckily, and deferred to the second half, which I have no problem with. This was the only bad possession for the defense today. Browns went 4 plays, 53 yards on the opening drive to get a touchdown. First play, kickoff return is taken to the Browns 47-yard line. So right then and there, you have field at the midfield at the 48-yard line. You can't have that. You cannot allow that if you're the Dolphins. And the first play, they take advantage of it because they go deep to Donovan Peoples-Jones, and it's a 38-yard catch. I should have went over stats, but I'll do that after the game, I guess. 3rd and 9. Emmanuel Ogbah is called for neutral zone infraction. 1st and 4. Jacoby Brissett incomplete. Thought it's People-Jones, but it's pass interference on Jerome Baker. And 1st and goal at the 1, Jacoby Brissett throws a 1-yard touchdown pass to Harrison Bryant, and it's 7-0 Browns. Very quick drive. The Dolphins answer back. They go 10 plays, 84 yards, and they take up 6 minutes on the clock. 2nd and 6, Raheem Mostert for 7 yards. 3rd and 3, Tua gets the ball to Tyreek Hill, but only for 2 yards. Mike McDaniel elects to go for it with Jeff Wilson, and they get it. Jeff Wilson is a very aggressive runner. Jeff Wilson was a fantastic trade. I said it last week, and I'm even going to say it more this week. Jeff Wilson is such an amazing addition to this Miami Dolphins team. And we'll get to his stats later after the game. Key note, he's my MVP today. He is my MVP for the Miami Dolphins. If that was Chase Edmonds running the ball, the Dolphins turn the ball over on downs, and the Browns get the ball. Next play, Tua to Trent Sherfield for 18 yards. Jeff Wilson up the middle for 18 yards. Jeff Wilson up the middle for 11 yards and another first down. Then Tua has pressure in his face. An amazing pump fake. Gets it off to Alec Ingold and gets the 13-yard touchdown. Dolphins tie it up 7-7. The Browns go 12 plays, 44 yards, and they take up 6 minutes on the clock. We get into the second quarter here. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 36. Jacoby Brissett throws it to David Bell for 5 yards. Is sacked for 8 yards with a combination of Christian Wilkins and Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb was all over the field today, along with Jalen Phillips and Christian Wilkins. The defensive line got pressure to Jacoby Brissett today, and that was awesome to see. 3rd and 13. Jacoby Brissett finds Donovan Peoples-Jones for 22 yards, which is blown coverage by Vernon McKinley. Chubb. Actually, 4th and 1 at the Miami 36. Jacoby Brissett is up the middle for 2 yards. And then 2nd and 10. Nick Chubb runs for 3 yards. Zach Zeiler chases him down, punches the ball out of his hand. Xavier Howard recovers, and Miami has the ball at their own 29-yard line. Great play by Zach Zeiler. When you need him most, he makes plays. If there's one guy on the defensive line that you can always rely on to make plays, it's Zach Zeiler. He made a huge third down sack against the Lions, and he got a big stripped fumble against the Browns. Dolphins go 9 plays, 50 yards. 3rd and 4. Tua goes deep down the middle to Jalen Waddle for 29 yards. 1st and 15 at the Cleveland 41. Raheem Mostert for 14 yards. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 25. They do a trick play with Cedric Wilson, and it failed miserably. Wilson was sacked for 6 yards. Don't like that. 3rd and 16. Cleveland Tua finds Jeff Wilson for 10 yards, and Jason Sanders makes a 39-yard field goal. It is 7-10 Dolphins. Browns go 9 plays, 33 yards, and they turn the ball over on downs at the Miami 42. Jacoby Brissett finds Donovan Peoples-Jones incomplete, broken up by Kader Kohou. Kader Kohou had a lot of nice breakups today. Kader Kohou played really good today. So he stepped up pretty nicely. 1st and 10 at the Miami 42. Waiting for the cars to go away. Tua finds Tyreek Hill for 20 yards. Penalty on Simone Taki for illegal contact. Jeff Wilson, 2nd and 8 for 13 yards. Jeff Wilson for 9 yards. Then Raheem Mostert up the middle. And this is when the questionable play calling from Mike McDaniel comes. They do a direct snap to Durham Smythe, which I like the play call. He didn't get it. It's 4th and 1. And they hand it off to Jeff Wilson, and he loses 1 yard. I don't mind going for it. But they did this against Pittsburgh, and they did it again against Cleveland. 4th and short. The way he's playing this year, you put the ball in the hands of Tua Tagovailoa. You do not put the ball in anybody else's hands. You put the ball in Tua's hands, who's trustworthy, and you trust him to make a throw to his receivers. It didn't happen last week against the Bears, but most of the time, that's what happens. Browns go 4 plays and punt. Miami to end the half in 50 seconds. They go 7 plays, 53 yards for a touchdown. This was probably my favorite drive of Tua all game long. 2nd and 5 at the Cleveland 48. Tua finds Mike Gesicki for 15 yards, gets it to the Cleveland 33. 3rd and 6. Tua finds Jalen Waddle to the right for 7 yards, and Jalen Waddle had really good coverage on him. And if Tua throws it behind him, or if Tua throws it low, it's getting intercepted by the defender. Tua put it at the right place, at the helmet of Jalen Waddle. That was fantastic. Fantastic ball placement by Tua to get the 7 yards that he needed 6. He got 7, and he got it at the right placement to Jalen Waddle. Tua to Raheem Mostert for 8 yards, and the next play, Tua's best throw of the day at the back of the end zone to Trent Sherfield, tiptoeing it in, and the Dolphins take a 17-7 lead going into halftime. Great play by Tua. A great accurate pass. The most accurate passer in the NFL. I don't care what you say, he is. And he's in the MVP conversation too. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the video. So, it is 17-7 at halftime, and the Vikings got a field goal out of that drive. Okay. They got 3. So, they should have gotten a touchdown. Cousins got sacked. I don't trust the Vikings. They're up 3. Come on, Minnesota. They're up 3. 33-30 in halftime, in overtime. With Josh Allen getting the ball. So, let's continue with this game. Second half, we go. Miami Dolphins. That touchdown was so crucial at the end of the half, and that was such an amazing play by Tua to Trent Sherfield. And I'm happy. Trent Sherfield was amazing today. We'll get to his stats at the end of the game. Miami opens up the second half with the ball. They go 6 plays, 70 yards, and they get a touchdown. Tua finds Jeff Wilson for 14 yards. Tua, 2nd and 4 at the 50, gets Alec Ingold for 9 yards. Tua, short left to Mike Gesicki for 16 yards, right on the dot. And Raheem Mostert, not touched, 24 yards for the touchdown. Dolphins up 24-7 over the Cleveland Browns. Dolphins scored every time. Damn. Dolphins had 4 possessions, and they had the end with the backups in, but damn, the Dolphins scored 4 out of 5 times in their second half. They were on point. Browns get the ball. They go 11 plays, 56 yards. 3rd and 8. It's incomplete to Donovan Peoples-Jones, but Christian Wilkins gets called for roughing the passer. Jacoby Brissett up the middle to Nick Chubb. 3rd and 1. Nick Chubb gets an 8-yard gain. Nick Chubb for 2. Jacoby Brissett scrambles for 14 yards. Nick Chubb really wasn't able to go anywhere besides that 33-yard touchdown. Like I said earlier at the top, man, the Miami Dolphins run game was spectacular today. 2nd and 11 at the Dolphins 26. Jacoby Brissett finds Donovan Peoples-Jones for 7 yards, and on 3rd and 4, Brissett is incomplete at the end zone to Donovan Peoples-Jones. And the Browns get a 37-yard field goal by Cade York. It's 24-10. Next drive, Dolphins go 13 plays. 13 plays, 77 yards. They take up 6 minutes of possession, and they get a touchdown. They get back-to-back touchdowns. You fucking love to see it, man. So it's 3rd and 10 already, and Tua finds Jalen Waddle for 15 yards. 2nd and 2 at the Dolphins 46. Tua goes short right to Tyreek Hill for 16 yards. And, we know Tyreek Hill for his deep threats and Tyreek Hill running deep down the field and getting the ball. This is another reason why I love Tyreek Hill. And I wanted to point this play out. Tyreek Hill runs a 5-yard hitch, okay? Tua throws a hitch to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek turns that 5-yard hitch into a 16-yard gain with his speed. That's what's so awesome about Tyreek Hill. So I'm so happy that he is on this team. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 38. Tua finds Cedric Wilson for 7 yards. Jeff Wilson up the middle for 5 yards. Raheem Mostert to the right for 6 yards. Tua finds Tyreek Hill for 4 yards. 1st and goal at the Cleveland 6. Jeff Wilson for 4 yards. 2nd and goal, Tua goes to the back of the end zone for Mike Gesicki, but it's broken up by the defender, which was a nice play. I'm going to give him credit for that. And 3rd and goal, Tua finds Tyreek Hill for a 2-yard touchdown. They do a celebration where, Robert Hunt's trying to get him to breathe, and Tyreek is not breathing, and he gets up and it's all celebrating. Amazing stuff. Jason Sanders' PAT is no good. We get to the 4th quarter. Browns go 7 plays, 76 yards. At this point of the game, it's all mostly garbage time. They go 7 plays, 76 yards with Nick Chubb getting a 33-yard touchdown. Missed tackles by Vernon McKinley and Kader Kohu lead to the Nick Chubb touchdown, and that was the only good run that Nick Chubb had on the day for the Cleveland Browns. Dolphins go 9 plays, 60 yards. We start at the Miami 47 on 2nd and 3. Tua goes short down the middle to Trent Sherfield. Sherfield bounces off defenders, and he gets it. He turns that into a 27-yard gain. And at the end, he's in Greg Newsom's face, talking smack, drops the ball in front of him, gets called for 15 yards of taunting. I don't care. At this point of the game, I didn't care. I actually love seeing that. Trent Sherfield stepped up today. He's solidified as the number 3 receiver for the Miami Dolphins, okay? Tyreek Hill, didn't have his crazy day. Jalen Waddle didn't have his crazy day. Trent Sherfield, I believe Trent Sherfield was the leading receiver for the Dolphins. I could be wrong, but it's awesome seeing the Dolphins offense put up 39 points when Tyreek Hill and Waddle don't have crazy days. The running game was amazing, And Trent Sherfield had a fantastic day for himself. So, man, you love to see it. You love to see it. Tua goes to Alec Ingold for 6 yards, 3rd and 1. Tua goes to Jalen Waddle for 15 yards. High snap. Forces Tua to it fumbles, but Tua gets right on top of it. And Jason Sanders makes a 33-yard field goal. Score is now 33-17. Browns go 4 plays. They turn it over on downs. 4th and 7 at their own 28. And Jacoby Brissett is sacked by Jalen Phillips and Melvin Ingram. Miami takes it 1 play for 20 yards. Jeff Wilson, 20-yard rushing touchdown. And that would do it. That would do it for the Miami Dolphins. They win the game 39-17. And what's so good, at the end of the game, the Browns got another turnover on downs. And the Dolphins had backups in. The Dolphins had their backups in. Skylar Thompson was quarterbacking. Salvin Ahmed was the running back. Tyreek and Waddle weren't out there. Teron Armstead wasn't out there. It was great. It was great. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. Before we get into the stats, Vikings were up 33-30 last time I looked. Let's see what they did. The Vikings won. Let's go. The Vikings won. The Bills lost. Let's freaking go, baby. The Miami Dolphins are in first place of the AFC East. Let's go. How did it end? Interception by Josh Allen. Wow. On the Minnesota 20, Patrick Peterson with the interception. First place. Let's go. Hold on. Wow. He went for Gabe Davis and Patrick Peterson got the interception. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy. The Miami Dolphins are in first place of the AFC East. Who would have thought? I didn't think. Who would have thought? Going into the bye week next week, that the Miami Dolphins would be 7-3 and in first place in the AFC East against the Buffalo Bills. Who would have thought? Wow, man. And here's the thing. Before we get into the stats, the Bills can't reclaim first place next week because we have the tiebreaker over them. The Bills play the Browns next week. They're probably going to beat the Browns. The only way the Dolphins lose first place is if the Jets beat the Patriots. And last time, the Patriots beat the Jets in New York. Next week, it's in Foxborough. So, hey, let's go Patriots, I guess. But man, I'm so happy right now. I hate the Vikings too. I'm not a fan of the Minnesota Vikings at all. But I'm so happy right now. I'm watching the replay again of the Allen interception. Hold on a second. I'm sending a text message to a friend. Miami's in first place. I can't believe that. Let's get into the stats. We'll start with the Browns. Jacoby Brissett, 22 for 35, 212 yards, and 1 touchdown. Nick Chubb, 11 carries, 63 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jacoby Brissett, 7 carries for 40 yards. Kareem Hunt, 6 carries, 9 yards. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 5 catches, 99 yards. Xavier Howard hasn't had an interception all year, but shout out Xavier Howard. He held Amari Cooper to 3 catches for 32 yards. And last time he went up against Amari Cooper, when Cooper was in Dallas, Amari Cooper bullied him all day. So shout out to Xavier Howard. David Bell, 3 catches for 24 yards. Nick Chubb, 3 catches for 18 yards. And Harrison Bryant, 3 catches for 15 yards. Tua Tagovailoa, 25 for 32. 285 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 135. Tua, since his return, has 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. This man is in the conversation for MVP. Shit, he might be the MVP. And I'm not being biased when I'm saying this. He missed 2.5 games this season. But right now, at this point of the season, you cannot tell me that Tua Tagovailoa is not the MVP. Over Josh Allen? Not after what Josh Allen did today. Fumbling at the 1-yard line, at their own 1-yard line for a Vikings touchdown, and then throws an interception to lose the game. Last week's performance against the Jets, Josh Allen ain't MVP. It's Tua Tagovailoa. Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is my MVP today. 17 carries, 119 yards, and a touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 8 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 4 catches for 66 yards. Trent Sherfield, 4 catches for 63 yards. Alec Ingold, Trent Sherfield got a touchdown as well. Alec Ingold, 4 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 5 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Mike Gesicki, 2 catches for 31 yards. And Jeff Wilson, 2 catches for 24 yards. Defensive stats, Christian Wilkins got a sack. Zach Zayler got a forced fumble. Bradley Chubb got a half a sack. Melvin Ingram got a sack. Jalen Phillips got a half a sack. 3 sacks against Jacoby Brissett. Best performance of the season going into the bye week. And this Dolphins team's in first place. This Dolphins team's in fucking first place, man. Woo! I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel for some more Miami Dolphins content. Comment down below. If you're a Dolphins fan or Browns fan, your thoughts on today's game. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. And follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Conlon_Joseph. And folks, I'm getting out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I'll see you Tuesday for the State of the Miami Dolphins video. Tuesday night. Might try to get a guest on that for that video. I don't know. I'll try my best. But as of right now, it'll be me Tuesday night. So long, everybody. Stay classy and fins up. I'm out. Peace.